Hello, everyone. Welcome to Unboxed God, where we detox from religion and discover the God who refuses to fit inside the boxes we were given. I'm Tolu Sarah Johnson, and here we explore who God really is beyond fear, beyond formulas, and beyond everything we were taught to perform. If you're hungry for a real relationship with Him, you are in the right place. Let's dive in. So I'm really excited because this is the last parable in the theme of relating. So there were 5 parables in the theme of relating. And before I quickly run through the 5 parables, it will be good to know which parable we will be looking at, which is the parable of the true vine and the branches. A lot of us will probably have come across it. And the Bible is John 15, 1 to 17. I am the true vine, and my Father is the vine dresser. Every branch in me that does not bear fruit, He takes away. And every branch that bears fruit, He prunes, that it may bear more fruit. You are already clean because of the word which I have spoken to you. Abide in me, and I in you, as the branch cannot bear fruit of itself unless it abides in the vine. Neither can you unless you abide in me. I am the vine, you are the branches. He who abides in me, and I in him, bears much fruit, for without me you can do nothing. If anyone does not abide in me, he is cast out as a branch, and is withered, and they gather them and throw them into the fire, and they are burned. If you abide in me, and my words abide in you, you will ask what you desire, and it shall be done for you. By this my Father is glorified, that you bear much fruit, so you will be my disciples. As the Father loved me, I also have loved you. Abide in my love. If you keep my commandments, you will abide in my love, just as I have kept my commandment, my Father's commandment, and abide in his love. These things I have spoken to you, that my joy may remain in you, and that your joy may be full. This is my commandment, that you love one another as I have loved you. Greater love has no one than this, than to lay down one's life for his friends. You are my friends if you do whatever I command you. No longer do I call you servant, for a servant does not know what his master is doing, but I've called you friends, for all things that I heard from my Father I have made known to you. You did not choose me, but I chose you, and I appointed you that you should go to bear fruit, and that your fruit should remain, that whatever you ask the Father in my name, he may give you. These things I command you, that you love one another. And if the world hates you, you know that he hated me before he hated you. Last verse, if you were of the world would love its own. Yet because you are not of the world, but I chose you out of the world, therefore the world hates you. Wow. So, looking back, by the time we reach John 15, which we just read, Jesus has already revealed himself to us in so many tender and comforting ways. The bread of life, the one we feed on, not just used for miracles. As Good Samaritan, the one who crosses the road for the broken and calls us to do the same. As Good Shepherd, the one whose voice is our safety and direction. As Great Physician, the one who sits with our sickness instead of pretending we are fine. So each of these parables in this relating theme has been about one central question. Will you let me close enough to feed you, to lead you, to heal you, to correct you? So now in this final parable of the theme, Jesus goes one step further. He isn't just beside us as a shepherd. He isn't just across the table as physician. He's inside us as the vine, and we are his branches, extensions of his very life. This is not just relationship, this is union. Yes, this is union. And this parable was said last night before the cross. And this is why this parable is so personal. Jesus wasn't preaching to the crowds this time. He was speaking to his closest friends hours before his arrest. I can imagine what Jesus will be thinking. Jesus, I don't want to cry. This is his final relational instruction. If you forget everything else, don't disconnect from me. Stay where the life flows. That was what Jesus was telling them. Stay with the vine. But the vine are falling apart. They're falling apart. Not a threat. It was a warning of love. It knows how human art wonders, which still wonders today. It knows religion can replace relationship, which it has. It knows comfort can replace dependency, which it has. And this parable, Jesus in his plea was saying, when life gets louder, when pain gets real, when you feel unworthy, stay in me. Don't forget why I came. I came because of you, and I'm going back. But stay in the vine. And this was a day before the cross. I don't know why people forget about all of these important messages. And all we care about is about his cross. It's about those 6 hours he spent on the cross. Whereas he came to the world, worked tirelessly to give us all of these different teachings, these parables, so that we can know him, so that we can know the way, so that we don't easily get distracted. But what happens? Distraction still came, even after the warning. And you wonder, do we even take the warning? Do we even care? And Jesus was saying, the Father is the gardener, the one who refuses to give up on you. Jesus, the vine. We, the branches. The Father, the gardener. A gardener doesn't prune out of anger. He prunes because he sees potential, future fruit, hidden beauty, eternal purpose. Oh my God. And every one of us has to go through this pruning. Every cut is a message. I see more in you than you see in yourself. That's what Jesus is saying. If he left you unpruned, you will stay small, leafy and fruitless. So you need to be pruned to be fruitful. It costs not to hurt, but to release the life inside you that's been caged inside you. Will I be here today if my husband has not gone home? No. Will I be so close to Papa as I am to him now? No. So the pruning matters. The pruning is for our benefit. Said the Father prunes us. And you will always be pruned. Whether you are in heaven or not, there will always be pruning. But it's left for you to abide in him. And abiding is the most important Christian practice. Jesus' most repeated phrase in the Bible is remain in me, abide in me, stay in my love. Not perform for me, impress me, fear me. But make your home in me. Abiding is constant connection. Constant. And a branch doesn't struggle to bear fruit. It simply stays connected. When you stay connected, you will continue to bear fruit. And your spiritual fruit does not come from willpower. It doesn't come from striving. It doesn't come from religious discipline. It comes from union, daily dialogue, awareness of his presence, obedience to his promptings. He isn't asking for harder worker. He's asking for a deeper attachment. And that's what I have now. A deeper attachment. It's not expecting me to do more than I used to do when I was in religion, but I've got a deeper attachment to you, and I've got a more meaningful purpose. And I know now the reason why I'm here on the planet Earth. Even though it has taken me 40 years to reconnect back. And the danger Jesus feared most was the detached disciples. Jesus warned, apart from me, you can do nothing. Not much, not as well, nothing that counts in eternity. And detached branches still look alive for a while. They still attend services. They still post scriptures. They still lead ministries. Even a lot of them, they do that. But they've already detached. They still appear fruitful. All those prosperity gospel preachers, they've already detached. They've detached. A lot of pastors today, they have detached from the source. That's why Jesus said, told you, Benny, he let me down. He was my friend. I trusted him. But what did he do? He allowed money, fame to detach him from the vine. And it's really sad because you could still see the potential fruit. Sometimes people think they are still attached when they are not. But they know they might appear fruitful, but they know inside them they are dry, they are brittle, they are drifting. And Jesus is saying, activity is not fruit. Business is not love. Ministry is not intimacy. Fruit comes from being filled, not being impressed. Yes, real fruit comes from being filled, not being impressed. So what's the real fruit? What heaven actually counts? Jesus said, by this my Father is glorified, that you bear much fruit. Fruit is not talent. Fruit is not followers. Fruit is not church attendance. Fruit is love when annoyed, joy despite storms, peace instead of panic, generosity instead of greed, compassion without needing credit, obedience when no one sees, transformation that makes others hunger for God. So fruit is visible love, not invisible doctrine. Yes, it is visible love, not, my Bible says, all full of invisible doctrines. You just preach my Bible, my Bible, my Bible. People can see nothing about God. So the pruning, the pain produces the purpose. The fruit that you're seeing here today is my pain that's producing. It's Papa's pruning that's producing. And Papa too goes through pruning himself. It's not tell us to do something that he's not going through. The pain, the suffering, it goes through every day. And he continues to persevere. He continues to say, yes, I'm not taking that free will from him. I will continue to bear this pain. So, when you go through pruning, the branches bear fruit. And the Father continues to prune, meaning the reward for fruitfulness is more opportunities to grow. Yes, it removes relationships that drain your calling, the pride that pollutes your ministry, the comfort that kills dependence, distractions that suffocate purpose, not as punishment, but preparation. If it trims you, it's trusting you with more harvest. Yes, you want me to repeat it? Did you catch that, Emma? If it trims you, he is trusting you with more harvest. So the more that is required of you, basically, the more pruning you will go. And I guess the more you make yourself available for the pruning, the more you will go as well. It's because Papa needs your cooperation. So cooperation needs to come from both sides. And when you look at heaven's side, fruit that follows you forever. Even in heaven, fruit still matters. Intimacy still deepens. Jesus still invites you to know his heart. Some believers in heaven live in joy, but shallow intimacy with him. They never really ask Jesus questions. They never serve in his divine projects. They stay saved and safe, but not close. And others have become counselors to the broken in heaven. Counselors to the broken in heaven. Teachers of mysteries. Leaders in divine creativity. Intercessors for art. Co-laborers with Jesus' ongoing mission. Heaven isn't retirement. It is the full bloom of abiding. Yes, heaven is not retirement. If you've been thinking heaven is retirement, it's the full bloom of abiding, because you're going to live in heaven throughout your eternity. Do you just want to sit on your yansh and do nothing and just be useless? No. Heaven is a place where we allow the Trinity to continue to prune us to be the best of what we can. Papa is growing, Jesus is growing, Holy Spirit is growing. So it's a place of growth. And the highest relationship is when you are able to move from seeing yourself as servant to friend. Jesus says something shocking. I no longer call you servant. I call you friend. Servants do for Jesus. Friends think with Jesus. Feel what he feels. Ask about his bodies. Join his passion. A servant says, what do you want me to do? A friend asks, what are you dreaming about? And how can I help you? So this parable doesn't just call you to abide. It invites you into friendship. Yes, it's not just abiding. He wants you to be intimate with him, because that is when the abiding is going to last. Because continuous abiding means continuous relationship, continuous intimacy, continuous love that is being shared between both parties. Continuous desire. And what did Jesus say in that parable? Love. He keeps talking about love. That's my final commandment. Remember, it was a night before Jesus. And all he was singing was love. And all he's still singing today is love. And all what this message all comes down to is love. That one word, love. And Jesus ends the message like a refrain. Love one another as I have loved you. Not like the world loves. Fair weather, performance-based, selective. How did he love? He fed the ungrateful. He protected the guilty. He washed the feet of a betrayer. He gave himself when no one asked. He died before anyone said thank you. That is the kind of love the vine is trying to push into the branches. Without this fruit, we have missed the whole point. Yes, without this love, you have missed the whole point. And do you want me to answer it? Christianity has missed the whole point, not heaven. Religion have missed the whole point. Love is sit at the back border now. And what really matters is their religious activities, is their performance. They don't care. Why are they doing it? They're doing it so that they can be blessed. Give to God so that God can return back. It's like a business. It's like an investment. And that's why when I knew somebody that always tells me, God is blessing you because you are giving, I said, don't tell me that again. If I don't give, God will still bless me. The rain falls upon the evil and the good. We are all his children. So why will God not bless me because I've not given? So we need to serve, to give for the right intention. Not so that we can accumulate more. Not so that we can satisfy our own greediness. So, the art of parable in the relating journey is like a stepping stone into relation. Bread of life, let me sustain you every day. Good Samaritan, Let my sustenance become compassion in motion. Good shepherd, trust my leading, hear my voice. Great physician, let me heal what is broken inside you. True vine and branches, stay connected. Don't drift. Let my life flow through you. And that is as important as no other parable. Staying connected. When you stay connected, every other parable is easy for you to abide in them. The problem is we disconnect from the source and we connect ourselves to a man-made God. And what happens? You are not able to be able to sustain other people. You are not able to lean on your sustenance, which is Jesus. You are not able to trust in the leading of the Good Shepherd. You are not able to be saved before the great physician and open up and say, I am broken inside me. So these all parables, they are all intertwined together, but heavily depend on the true vine and the branches. And the final parable says, everything I taught you only works if you remain in me. You want me to repeat it? Everything in all these 54 parables will only work if you remain in him. Yes, you can love. There's so many people outside that love. But when you are in him, you love differently. You love so much extravagantly. Like Jesus loves, like Papa loves, like Holy Spirit loves. You go out of your way to do things that you cannot see yourself doing before. So we're transitioning into the next theme. The relating theme has taught us who Jesus is to us, and it leads us who Jesus is to us and how he leads us and how intimacy produces love and fruit. Now we move into the next thing, accepting, learning to receive the Father's love as identity, where Jesus says, you are mine, you are chosen, you're deeply loved. Now learn to believe it. See you in the next parable 26, in the theme of accepting. I hope you've been blessed. God bless.